Funding provided by
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
by Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Funding for the Spanish translation of this program has been brought to you by Wells Fargo.
What a great strike. The ball bubbled out. Tipped over. Bottom corner. That's an absolutely fantastic ball.
It's time for state championship soccer here from Cownie Field in Des Moines. It is time for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Soccer Championships on Iowa PBS. Today, it is the top-seeded and perennial power Davenport Assumption Knights taking on the Lions of Des Moines Christian. Good morning, everyone, wherever you may be. With Justin Borster, this is BJ Shaven. It is the 1A state championship between Davenport Assumption and Des Moines Christian. And Justin, what a matchup to get things started.
Yeah, even though it's 1 against 8, it's going to be an absolutely close encounter today. I can tell you that.
Well, as we take a look at these teams and their resumes coming into it, Des Moines Christian making their first ever trip to the state tournament. They've got a school record 18 wins on the season. And look at this combo. Freshman Jenna Roberts and senior Megan Miller, they can really be electric out on the field.
And I tell you what, think about Jenna Roberts. She's going to be playing on her own up front today. Miller's going to come in behind as the attacking 10. It's going to be a formidable force.
And for Davenport Assumption, what can you say? They're going for their 5th straight state championship. They are the defending champs. They've won the last 4 titles. They've been here to a state record 14 straight trips to the state tournament, 8 titles in that span. And yeah, they've got an electric combo too in junior Jade Jackson, who leads the team in goals, and she's got a passer in Sam Scadeller that can get it done. Now let's turn it over to introduce you to these teams. Here's the public address announcer, Jason Esslinger.
Good job, man.
Driscoll. Number 4, Olivia Holsbrink. Number 6, Ingrid Schluter. Number 7, Belle Langen. Number 9, Allie Kirsten. Number 11, Aubrey Masterson. Number 16, Amy Weslowski. Number 22, Annika Ekstrom. And number 23, Claire Smith. Now let's meet the starters for the Knights. Number 8, Katie Bolt. Number 10, Aubrey Langen. Number 12, Ellie Rolstad. Number 13, Lexi Moore. Number 15, Annika Katula. Number 17, Sam Scadeller. Number 18, Autumn Kelly. Number 19, Grayson Ruggles. Number 20, Jade Jackson. Number 21, Morgan Jennings. And number 26, Dawson Dorsey. The head coach at Davenport Assumption is Elizabeth Moss. She's assisted by Michael Harrington. The officials for today's championship match. The referee is Millie Phillips. The assistant referees are Jody Barron and Janice Heflin. The fourth official today is Harris Majik. Good luck to both teams, and let's play some Class 1A State Championship Soccer.
Well, welcome back here to Des Moines. It's been a couple of years, and as you know, it is always sunny and always hot. We've got the same thing here this morning. Sunny, 82 degrees. The winds are out of the south at 7. There is a chance for rain a lot later in the day. Let's hope it holds off till then. As we know, here in the state of Iowa, we need it. Well, Davenport Assumption and Des Moines Christian, you know, they don't have much history against one another, but I tell you what, they've been eyeing each other all the way through the state tournament.
Yes, they have, BJ. I was talking to Dan Webster last night. I gave him a quick call, and he's changed his shape for the start of this game. He's always played a 3-4-3, and he's gone to a 4-2-3-1 with 2 holding midfielders, I believe, to stop the penetrating ball going into Jade Jackson, who does play the 9, but today she's playing attacking midfield, and she did that the other day, and she caused a lot of problems.
Well, as you know, over the course of history here, Davenport Assumption has had a lot of endurance and strength to just power their way. 4 straight state championships, as we mentioned. Moines Christian making their first ever trip here to the state tournament. Of course, it's a very relatively young program as we get things started here underway. You know, they actually shared with Urbandale for a number of years and started their own program 5 years ago. And you mentioned Dan Webster, the head coach of Des Moines Christian, the Lions. He also coaches the boys team, took them to the state tournament this year. He's got record number of people out. Now for Assumption, you know, traditional powers, we see some contact. And these Des Moines Christians not going to hold back here today. As you see the attack by Pothoven, going to be battled with over on the near side by Jennings, who's able to stray it away. Des Moines Christian again, Pothoven, the freshman will send it in. And a look out, Roberts, can she get free? Can she get a shot? Assumption, very tough defensively as this one goes wide of the net.
That is a fantastic start by the Lions, setting the tone early in the game. And I can see what they've done. They've moved Pothoven out to the left-hand side because of a rapid pace down. And as you can see how she won the first tackle because she is tenacious in the tackle.
Don Dorsey will put it in play, who's had a great state tournament. In fact, just giving up 1 goal to Nevada. In the semifinals is Davenport Assumption, victorious in the opening round against Bishop Heelan, 4-0. Taking care of Nevada in the semifinals. And Des Moines Christian, their road here to the state championship. They were winners, upset Columbus Catholic 3-0. And then defeated Gilbert in one of the most entertaining games this state tournament has seen in a while. 2-1, a flurry at the end. The Lions were able to survive over the Tigers.
I did that game, BJ, and it was one of the most exciting 1A games I've done in a long time. The winning goal by Roberts going around the goalkeeper, the crowd were just on their feet. It was just an absolutely fantastic game, and maybe we'll get better today.
This will stay with the Lions. And that's no mistake as you take a look at it. Megan McGuire, the freshman, playing with a cast on her left hand. In fact, her teammates call her Beast. She's been in beast mode all state tournament long as this flutterer is hauled in by Dorsey.
I'm a little bit concerned with the 2 holding midfielders, Mum and McGuire, pushing too far forward, leaving Jackson on the ball right now with a lot of space.
Now let's see if Assumption can bring it forward. The Lions hold it back with Pothoven with the steal. And this is where Assumption going to try to use their speed. And look at the mix-up down below. This one's going to be centered and then kicked out, and we're going to see our first corner kick.
And that was Scodella playing up front there for Assumption. She's dangerous. A little bit of a nervy start there by the experienced centre back wearing jersey number 14, Helgens.
So this will be sent in by Langen. Right-footed kicker. Leaves it a little bit out front. And again, Des Moines Christian will have to face another corner kick.
Pothoven coming in there, just sticking a right foot to the ball and just knocking it out for another corner.
Langen again. This one towards the net, and the keeper, Ashley Van Hoeklem, the senior, able to haul it in. One of the 4 co-captains on this team, steering the defense.
A very good call by Van Hoeklem. Early shout, making sure that Helgens gets out the way.
Mum with some nifty footwork. Great dribbling. Now going to have to hustle. Point Assumption with Annika Katula. Also playing with a cast on her left arm. It must be that type of matchup here for these two teams. Those are the players, Justin, you want to avoid out onto the field.
Yeah, Katula had a great game the other day, and she had the cast on, obviously because it is allowed, as long as it meets the requirements, and the official passes it.
Well, Elizabeth Moss said there's no way they were going to keep her out of the state tournament. It is really fortified. As again, Des Moines Christian, a little more offensive-minded here early on. Here's Miller. This shot going to go wide left.
And if you give Miller time and space outside the penalty box, she will shoot. She has a tendency of doing that and scores most of her goals from distance.
Yeah, tied for the team lead with 19 goals on this season. Actually came into the state tournament leading the squad with 16. And it's been Miller and Roberts who have been pacing the way for goal scoring here in the state tournament for Des Moines Christian. And the Lions in white, Davenport Assumption wearing the black uniforms with red numbers trimmed in white. See quite the tussle. The official, Millie Phillips, right on top of it. Said it was clean. Quite a scrum. McGuire able to punch it.
McGuire's going to have a job in her hands taking care of Jade Jackson.
And again, here come the Knights. And we have a whistle.
I believe for a late tackle.
Tip.
But very good refereeing, playing advantage.
It was away from the ball.
And
After
as you can
ascent.
see, a late tackle, referee plays advantage. There's no advantage, she brings it back. And that's really good refereeing.
Free kick here for Assumption. What a boot.
And that's Bowley just ushering the ball out for a goal kick.
They were trying to find a way, Assumption. We've seen this before, and then all of a sudden, they break out.
Yeah, and they broke out the other day. I mean, Assumption took a bit of pressure the other day, and just all of a sudden, through Jade Jackson, inspiring the team, and Scodella just opened up, and they were on fire.
Oh, the knockback with the back by Mum.
And as I'm watching off the ball, Jade Jackson is just moving into space away from Miller. They really need to watch her closely.
Here's McGuire. Now Mum. Out ahead to Miller.
And Miller's sister is on the bench as well today.
Yeah, quite the tandem. Assumption will play it back with Rolfstead. And the Lions will have it.
Roberts is a player to watch up front for the Lions. She's very deceptive with her speed. Shimp just manages to get there.
Really stretching out the field. And Assumption will go quick.
It's been a great start by both teams today.
Really has. Here's Scadeller. Trying to find her. Ruggles to the middle. And this will be scooped up by Ashley Van Hukelum. And Hukelum's been tested, actually won the position out right at the beginning of the year. And of course, throughout the course of the season, really picked up, according to Dan Webster, and gained a lot of momentum, confidence as the keeper here for the Lions.
And you could tell that from the shout in the corner she gave, keeper's ball, when she wanted Helgens to leave the ball, which she did. And that's playing with confidence.
Assumption from the far side. Davenport Assumption, 14 straight state tournament appearances, breaking Xavier's run of 13 from 2003 to 15. And this is going to be hauled in and hanging around the net with Scadeller. Almost had an opportunity there. How about that, Van Hukelum keeping cool in the net?
Scadeller with the cross, and Van Hukelum did a great job there with composure, holding on to the ball.
Boy, Assumption is just starting to gain some momentum here, Justin. I mean, you're starting to see them express their will here out on the field.
Yes, and they like to go down the right-hand side. It was evident the other day in the quarterfinal.
Another opportunity, Scadeller tied up. This one will...
It was very, very good defending there by Helgens.
Yep. Out on Scadeller.
Scadeller closed down. Helgens did well to force the goal kick. So it's very, very good defending there. I'd like to see the Lions come out with different options out the back, because it's going to be very predictable. So maybe playing out of the back, having the two center backs drop in deeper. Helgens can strike a ball if it goes into her feet.
Well, Van Hukelum again holding strong. Been under duress here over the last few minutes.
It's not too bad. It was going out anyway, but Van Hukelum did well to keep it inbounds so that she could probably punt the ball.
Here's Jackson. Scadeller bumps it to the middle. This shot going to be scooped up by Van Hukelum again. Wow, what a combo. What passing in the middle for Assumption, but the Lions there to stuff it.
And as you can see, Jackson playing the ball into Scadeller. Scadeller lays it off. It's all one touch, but this is the impact that Assumption will have going forward with their combinations.
The Lions need an attack here. You got that feeling. And they're going to get a free kick here coming up.
And we spoke about Jackson in the midfield attacking as a 10, coming out as an attacking midfielder. They really have to watch her. They can't give her time and space. They must close her down.
Boy, and they hold their position so well. Great coaching. Assumption, of course, to win this many state championships, but great coaching to hold their positions in their lines as they attack. Here they go again.
Now they've made the switch. Jay Jackson has gone up front into a 9 position in their 3-5-2 that they play and it looks like Aubrey Langen has gone into the 10 position as the attacking mid. So these are the switches they do throughout the game.
Play back towards the middle. There's Jennings. Had it taken away by the Lions.
Good defending there by Pothoven, showing Jennings inside and winning the tackle.
Now Miller.
Bennett on the far side. Yeah, jersey number 20 just got dispossessed. Very good defending there by Helgens at the back.
Keeping it rolling. And Dorsey will step up. On the back, Helgens.
Nice composure out the back there by Helgens into Skinner.
Now trying to get it free for Roberts. And again, there's Dorsey. So when you take a look at it for Des Moines Christian, you know, their turning point to the season they felt was when they were playing Carlisle. They're down 2-0 and they're able to come back and win that contest 3-2 on penalty kicks right at the end. And really the turning point of the season. Could this be the turning point of the game? Jackson able to punch it forward. Van Hukelum will race and tackle the ball to stop the momentum for Assumption.
There's good cover coming in from Bowley. As you can see, we'll take another look here. But very, very good goalkeeping from Van Hukelum. With confidence again, smothers the ball.
High risk, high reward there, no question. Nothing. Water break coming up here in the next 5 minutes with the Heat. At the official's discretion. And now we have substitutions coming into the game.
Bennett's gone off for the Lions.
Looks like Belle Langen and Annika Katula into the contest here for Davenport Assumption. How much was that extra day good for these teams competing in the championships?
They needed it. During the semifinals, I did the Des Moines Christian Lions semifinal, and those players that I spoke to Helgens after the game, and she was absolutely done. She played 2 full matches back to back, and I could tell she was tired. I just advised her to take an ice bath, sleep, and rehydrate.
In years past, it was 3 straight days, 3 straight games in this heat. And the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union moving to take a day off to rest for the championship. And each one of the coaches we've talked to in visiting with them yesterday said, you're going to see a higher level of play here in the title game, as again, Van Hukelum is busy. And we're certainly seeing that early on.
Wasn't a very good delivery from the left-hand side, especially with Jackson and her teammate wearing jersey number 10, Langen, pressed high up the field in a 1v1 situation, but they're working off the shoulders of the center backs, Bowley and Helgen.
Miller's pass a little long.
Pothoven's press needs to be quicker.
There you go, Mom.
And Mum. And here's Jackson. Oh, turning that around was Bowley in a hurry.
It was a very good clearance by Bowley. Misguided touch by Jackson. But Bowley is keeping a close eye on her at this point.
Pothoven will do it again.
To be honest with you, I'd rather the left back shouldn't take the throw and push Pothoven on further up the field so you have more attacking players and options and support play going forward.
Here comes Assumption. And again, maybe a little miscommunication there. Jackson actually stopped on the run-up. Two teams battling away here, scoreless in the Class 1A state championship game. We have the 2A title game, Dallas Center Grimes, Waverly Shell Rock a little bit later on, and then of course to cap off the triple header, it is West Des Moines Valley and Ankeny in the 3A title game. Lots of soccer all day here on Iowa PBS. I think Lions just looking for a little bit of a breather as Skinner popped that one here to the near sideline.
Yeah, there's been a momentum swing here. Assumption Knights are now enjoying most of the possession. But I think it's really, really important for the Lions to keep their shape behind the ball. Just numbers behind the ball and stay nice and compact. Jade Jackson likes the ball into feed. She creates that space for herself, gets on the half turn, and starts running at players.
Assumption with probably the best, or they have had the best scoring opportunities today. 2 corner kicks that were denied by the Lions. The defense has been holding strong, but you can just sense the pressure mounting here, and it looks like Des Moines Christian waiting to get a couple of players in.
I see Anderson to the left coming in. She's a holding midfielder, very strong player.
Just looking for a momentum turner here. And it looks like Miller went down hard and is hurt right at midfield. Slow to get up.
That won't be good for the Lions.
Her body went one way, her legs went the other, but she's back up at it. And it looks like she's mad.
Maybe that's what they need at this point, just to motivate the team and get everyone going.
Here's Jackson trying to corral the ball. From the left side, the left foot is going to hit the side of the net.
From a very acute angle, as we take another look at this, Jackson from nowhere strikes the ball with the left, just did not quite get a hold of it. I think she was looking to cross the ball with Scadella coming in at the far post.
And that brings us to the water break. 19:32 to play here in the opening half. It's a scoreless game in the 1A state championship on Iowa PBS.
Do you know what destiny means? It means that there is something in your life you must do.
You don't know what the story might take you. Whether it'll be comedy or tragedy. Or the story about love.
Yes.
All right. Let's just have it one more time from the beginning.
I'm Laura Linney.
I'm Alan Cumming.
I'm David Tennant.
I'm Diana Reid.
I'm Russell Baker. Vincent Price.
Jean Shalit.
Good evening. I'm Alistair Cook. We open tonight a new television theatre.
On Masterpiece.
Home of classy drama.
I say, really?
I couldn't possibly comment.
Our purpose here is quite a clear one. To entertain.
You must experience it. The bracing shock of the first plunge. The incomparable feeling of freedom and lightness. As you give yourself to it fearlessly.
Do you think because I'm poor, plain, obscure and little, that I have no heart?
You said Soames tried to buy me body and soul. You cannot force love where there is none.
Never be mean in anything. Never be false. Never be cruel. And I can always be hopeful of you.
I believe I am my best self when I'm with you.
Love. It is the final word.
I don't want to miss it.
The game, Mrs. Hudson, is on.
Classic, timeless, adventurous, individual, rebellious. Never afraid to make a statement.
Fellow citizens of Middlemarch.
Those who've been made can be unmade.
Let there be no mistake. I am going to shake things up.
The world is to be alive in the world and to know you're alive.
I didn't expect it to be so marvelous.
You don't have to compromise. What are you waiting for?
Make a wish for whatever your heart desires.
Are you a member of an organization or part of a school looking for engaging, free resources for kids? Our highly trained staff, many former educators, are ready to come meet your educational needs at no charge. Iowa PBS participates in STEM festivals and school events, provides professional development to teachers, and educational opportunities to families and informal educators. Contact Educational Services to find out how Iowa PBS can support learners of all ages.
We are back here at County Field in Des Moines. It's the first half of the Class 1A State Championship. Still scoreless between Des Moines Christian and Davenport Assumption with Justin Borster, BJ Shaven bringing you the action today here on Iowa PBS. Assumption out shooting Des Moines Christian so far 4-3. Shots on goal 2-1, and they've had 2 corners compared to none. Here's Jackson from the left side, the left foot, and it's gonna flood out.
Deflection for a corner.
Yep.
I see Grace Anderson has come into the game, and Bennett's back on the right-hand side. Grace Anderson's replaced, wearing jersey number 16, replaced Mums as the holding midfielder. They tend to rotate those 2 players, and they rotate McGuire, again looking to nullify.
Ruggles will put it in from the corner, will send it in. It's up, it's in the middle.
Referees indicated handball.
Handball, somebody touched it right in the middle. So Des Moines Christian avoids another opportunity that Davenport Assumption had from the corner. So here from the near side, there's Catula. Cast and all.
Orby linebackers come in on the near side here in the left midfield position in the 4-2-3-1.
Wire up to Roberts, the freshman. Trying to wait for the cavalry. Miller with a deep toe. And it will be hauled in by Dorsey.
From that distance, midway through the half, it has to be an absolutely cracking strike to beat Dorsey. Dorsey is a quality goalkeeper.
On the far side, Bennett gets her pocket pick for a moment.
Jay Jackson just forcing a throw in.
Now Miller with a big move and down on the ground. And it looks like we'll get a time called.
Aubrey Langen
Yep.
has gone down.
It's actually Amy Wesolowski who's down for Davenport Assumption.
It doesn't look good.
Let's take another look at it. Wesolowski holding her right leg. And the trainers are out to attend to her. 16:48 here in the first half between Davenport Assumption and Des Moines Christian.
It looks like Pothoven is going to come back into the game for the Lions. And Assumption look like they're going to make a change.
Scadeller also ready to come back in.
Scadella with 23 goals would obviously be a relief for the Lions coaching staff seeing her on the bench.
And it's good to see Amy Wesolowski, the junior, get up and walk off on her own power. We're to see she's got a brace and heavily taped on that right knee. And it's just fantastic to see her walk off on her own power. So the ball will be played in by the Lions of Des Moines Christian.
Pothoven is coming to replace lineback. Position for position.
Well, the Knights just flooded defensively as this is just going to be knocked out by Des Moines Christian. Well, when you think about Assumption in this span, how successful they have been against 1A schools this year. They went 7-0 against 1A schools, and when you look at their illustrious run here at the state tournament, they haven't lost to a 1A school in quite a long time. In fact, the last time they lost was to Waterloo Columbus back in 2015. They play up in competition throughout the year because of their geography. And, of course, their tradition allows them to get some of those games against 3A and 2A schools. But what a run here by Assumption. The Lions trying to nullify them.
Very good defending there by Skinner, just tucking in and closing down the passing lanes. It's interesting they play against 3A schools, Assumption, just to make it a little more competitive for themselves as well, because, you know, if they're having blowout games, it helps them prepare moving forward, having these competitive games.
In fact, they went 4-1 against 2A schools. Their only loss was to Spencer, who was a semifinalist in Class 2A this year. Nearing the 15-minute mark to play here in the first half. Assumption and Des Moines Christian, they've played in tight games throughout much of the season. Assumption again winning their opening round game against Heelan 4-0. And then a 4-goal win against Nevada in the semifinals. They've been in some tight contests though this year. Now here come the Lions. Here's Pothoven. Oh, turned around by Jennings.
She had the option inside with Roberts in support.
Oh, here's a breakaway, an empty net, an opportunity, and the Assumption Knights attack first. Scadeller.
Scadella just breaking through after the ball was lost by Pothoven just inside Assumption's half. And Scadella just latching onto a lovely through ball. As we look at the replay, Scadella goes round Van Huklem and just plants the ball into the back of the net with Halgins just coming in for the tackle.
The Knights strike first. High risk, high reward, or the other. Van Huklem will not change her game. And let's see what happens now. Davenport Assumption in their state championship history, especially in the last 4 title games, when they strike, it's usually bang, 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 look out. They go right after them.
And they did that in the quarterfinal. It was 3 in a row in the last 8 minutes of the game.
Making a small modification to the clock, putting 14-15 back on it. That's what we've got left to play here in the first half. Now the Lions. Have to try to figure out a way to get back into this one. And right on the prowl is Cthulhu, but can be turned around. Here's Pothoven at midfield. Assumption will maintain the possession. Miller with the long pass. An opportunity here for Roberts. Oh, the gates closed in a hurry. Roberts still battling, the freshman.
They need numbers in the box. It's just Roberts up there. Pothoven's coming in on the far post now.
Here's the center, and it's carried behind the net.
Roberts did exceptionally well there. Not having enough support against 3 defenders and just managed to hold the ball up. But the Lions need to break a bit quicker. They need to get numbers forward into the box and supporting Roberts up front.
Miller with her right foot. Now Pothoven to Roberts. Going to try to kick it to the side to Pothoven. It stays in play. Great defense again by Assumption.
This will be intercepted. This is dangerous.
With Jackson causing havoc here. Little bit of a shove. Play continues on.
It's actually well defended there by Helgens and Shimp. See, Marin Miller is now on the right-hand side, on the opposite side to us.
Assumption will go with Katula, and it looks like Coach Elizabeth Moss is going to go back to her bench again.
Bell Langen has gone off.
Notice some players are starting to grab their thighs a little bit. Maybe some cramps starting to set in here with 11 minutes to play in the first half. 1-0 Davenport Assumption on a Scadeller goal. McGuire to Mum. Now Shimp. That pass turned back.
That's a good entry ball.
Here's Pothoven.
Roberts.
Oh, and an opportunity. A foul will be called.
And this is where Miller is dangerous. From this distance, Helgens is also an option to take these because she can strike a ball.
The opportunity for Megan Miller. Really the emotional leader of this Lions squad. An opportunity to try to tie it. Dorsey in net at the ready. Here's the opportunity. Oh,
I'm very surprised she didn't go for that, to be honest with you. Been a direct free kick from that distance. I'm very, very surprised.
You don't get many opportunities like that.
No, and Roberts did exceptionally well, spinning her defender on a sixpence, going from right to left inside and just getting cut down.
Each team going to their bench. Miller will check out. Or no, she's still in there. I beg your pardon.
Marin Miller has gone out. You're right. Absolutely right. Bennett has come back in on the right.
Miller in the middle.
The Lions have to move the ball quickly through the midfield. Take less touches on the ball.
Well defended by Assumption. Davenport Assumption, very difficult to score on. You can see why here. Here's Jackson. Forward, seizing the opportunity across midfield.
The starting position of Anderson was very good there when the ball was played around the corner, intercepting the pass, But that's when the decision-making needs to be a lot quicker, especially with Jay Jackson lurking.
We'll see what Assumption will take here. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Again, 1-0 Knights.
Texture of the passes are just off, especially in this heat. This is when you really need to take care of the ball, as you could see there with Megan Miller playing the ball behind Pothoven instead of in front of her to go forward.
Let's see if they can find Roberts in the middle, tussled up with. And that pass a little too strong.
Very difficult pass to play. Miller had to get her hips around the ball. She had two options behind her in Anderson and Maguire, which probably would have been better because they can see forward and they could counter a lot quicker.
Scadeller. And a foul will be called.
The referee has given it Assumption's way. As we have a look here, Scadella goes into the challenge. That could have been the foul, definitely on Maguire. And the referee has given it Assumption Knights' way, much to the bemusement of the fans.
Talk about an opportunity here. Big opportunity for the Assumption Knights as Lexi Moore, the senior, a starter on the 2019 title team, will get an opportunity here with the free kick. Ben Huklem directing traffic out front. Here it is with the right foot. It's high and over the net. Whoa. The Lions avoid another big one.
Within the Lions' den right now, and they've got to wait for that moment to explode out and pounce. However, when we look at this free kick, from that distance, 18 to 20 yards, it is very difficult to actually bend the ball around the wall so that it dips in behind. It's got to be a solid strike. Just go through the ball, hopefully the wall will open up and you just get the chance, maybe a deflection or so.
Assumption getting their game out onto the field. Lions looking for some type of momentum here. Momentum switch. And we'll get a whistle.
Now that's good refereeing. Playing advantage. So as you have a look here, that is a foul as well, but the referee has come back to the first decision where she played advantage.
Scadeller. And Ben Huklem will step up and catch it. The aggressiveness out of the keeper here is not slowing down for Des Moines Christian.
Absolutely. And, you know, obviously after conceding a goal, Van Huklem has shown a fantastic mentality and is showing her confidence still. So it's good leadership from the back.
I'm up front, Miller.
That's better from Miller.
Trying to. This will stay with the Des Moines Christian Lions as Courtney Smith is into the game up front. Giving Jenna Roberts a little bit of a rest. And is this out? Will this be an opportunity? No. Oh, it is a corner kick for the first time for Des Moines Christian. It'll be Megan Miller. The Lions will get set up. Here's the opportunity, and it's going to go wide right behind the net.
So that was a waste of a corner, but there weren't enough white jerseys in the box. And these are opportunities with about 3.5 minutes to go until halftime And those are chances as you see Roberts coming back into the game to replace Smith.
As is Caitlin Mumm. And Gianna Bennett also back in. They're going to say this is Assumption's ball.
See Megan Miller urging her teammates on.
A fantastic crowd here for this 1A title game. Even in the heat.
That's a good ball by Lexi Moore.
Opportunity from the wing. Defense goes by. The centering pass wide of Scadeller.
And the Lions would cut a break there, to be honest with you. Bennett should have tucked in just to block that passing lane. But that was a fantastic ball from Bennett.
First half nearing an end here. A lot of activity. Davenport Assumption with a 1-0 lead. And the Lions will have it here. Moines Christian making their first ever trip to the state tournament. Oh, and a lot of contact. And the official called it clean. As it was, as Roberts and Moore collided. No one gained an advantage there. All-out effort here. Centering pass, this one squirts by. Jackson trying to steal it away, but Helgens able to be active defensively.
Helgens was caught off guard there because she thought the initial header from a teammate was going to be won, and it just fell to her feet. Did very well with Jackson coming in behind and putting pressure on her.
Another opportunity with the corner kick. This will be taken by Langen. Her right foot towards the middle of the net, still popped out, and then Des Moines Christian will clear it. Roberts trying to turn it into an opportunity, going 1-on-2. And Assumption
very good
the pressure on. Yeah. Autumn Kelly, the senior. A lot of youth here for Des Moines Christian, too, up and down their rosters. We mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Dan Webster saying best numbers they've had yet for the season. A number of girls coming out for soccer this year. So the first half winding down. Assumption going to give it one more go, but the Lions say no, and that will bring us to the close of the first half. What a first half we've seen here in the Class 1A State Championship match between Davenport Assumption, who leads it 1-0 over Des Moines Christian. And how about this, the pressure, Sam Scadella.
Scadella just going round Van Hueklem.
Iowa PBS online. Follow Market to Market on Facebook. Connect with us on all our social networks at iowapbs.org/social.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. After being locked down for so long, I can't wait to travel again. I've had a year to dream about some favorite destinations, and I've assembled an amazing itinerary to explore together. I hope you'll be my travel partner on this unforgettable trip to Sicily, Mykonos, England's Cotswolds, northern Portugal, Tuscany, and the remote corners of Romania. Yes, Europe awaits.
Tune in or stream Saturday at 8:30 a.m.
See more of Iowa PBS online. Follow Iowa PBS Education on Facebook. Connect with us on all our social networks at iowapbs.org/social.
It's halftime of the Girls 1A State Soccer Championship. Now, more than ever, Iowa's youth are shaping our future through leadership, innovation, hard work, and dedication. There is much to applaud when it comes to our next generation. Iowa PBS continues their commitment to Iowa's youth by celebrating young Iowans doing exceptional things in their schools, communities, and beyond in this new digital series, In Their Words.
I'm Brittany Kern, and I'm an online news editor at the Atlantic High School Needle. Last year, we were assigned in our JP journalism class to create a video, and my advisor, Miss Berryhill, came up to me with the idea that Zoe Moore had just recently got a new wheelchair. My video, Zoe's in the driver's seat, won first place in the Iowa High School Press Association Awards. Watch the feature and stick around after for a Q&A with me.
Zoe is just a fun-loving, easygoing kid. Like, she doesn't take anything for granted. She works hard. She just, she is just as, I don't even know what to say about her. Like, if all kids were like Zoe, life would be really easy. Zoe has Krabbe disease. In its simplest description, it's a missing brain enzyme, but that enzyme helps create the myelin sheath, which covers your nerves. In her case, that myelin sheath is defective, so it has little holes throughout it, which means when your brain sends signals through your body, some of the signal gets lost through those holes. I think it's hugely positive. I think it provides an independence that she's never had before. I think it will allow her to really be a part of things. She's still figuring out how it works and what it will allow her to do and maybe what limitations she still has in it. But the ability to go down the halls without having to have an adult or a friend with her, simple things like going into the bathroom by herself, like those are huge pieces for her.
Lean me back into like relaxing position, and then it can move my feet up. So I have these little foot plates that help me, and then I have my chest board, and then it will like stand me up really straight. Gives me like a lot of like movement when I went, so I don't have to like always, so I can be independent on my own and go to classes whenever I want to.
In order to get any sort of adaptive equipment, you have to start by proving that you have a need for it. And just having your doctor say that you need it isn't enough. So once the doctor says that you need it, you fill out a ton of paperwork, that gets kicked over to insurance, but insurance has every right to turn around and say, nope, your kid is, has too much ability, they don't need that. So we ran into that problem a lot. The assumption is that because Zoe is able to walk with a walker, that a wheelchair was too much equipment for her. So it was about a 2-year process of back and forth between us and doctors and insurance before we finally got the okay on that end.
The Atlantic High School Needle is split into 3 different categories, which is the paper, the broadcasting, and the yearbook. And I'm a part of the paper. We do mainly profiles, and we focus mainly on the students' entertainment and what is happening in the school.
I love that color. That's really...
Our advisor for the IGHSAU Needle is Miss Berryhill.
Awesome. What went well?
She kind of oversees every project that we have and all the stories.
Now, did you want to zoom in on that at all, or is that where you want it to be?
Ever since I joined journalism, Ms. Berryhill always emphasized on being a very professional journalist and be focusing mainly on what I would do if I was a reporter in real life and not just in the high school. When I first started editing the video, I realized that putting together a story is not just like the interview behind it, but also like the videos behind it, the pictures. It tells a different story than just the words that they're speaking. I kind of varied off from like the wheelchair itself, but I wanted to really capture Zoe's personality. I'm so glad to have done Zoe's piece because it really gave me an introduction to profiling people, and it really showed me how people can be such amazing people and just individual uniqueness.
For sports, girls and boys.
When I participate in the needle, I really strive off of being able to put something together and like having it be appreciated in the needle and appreciated throughout the community.
See more of Iowa PBS online. Subscribe to Iowa PBS on YouTube. Connect with us on all our social networks at iowapbs.org/social.
Iowa PBS Performances presents another captivating triple bill from Ballet Des Moines. First, the creative and powerful In Formation, set to the music of Philip Glass and Yo-Yo Ma. Classical ballet comes to life with excerpts from Sleeping Beauty and La Corsaire. And Padam Padam will delight us with the romance of post-war Paris. Join us for Acts of Resilience, Spirit.
This evening at 8:30 on Iowa PBS.
Hi, boys and girls. Some of your favorite kids shows are going to be on vacation today so that we can bring you Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. Our children's programming returns on Monday at its normal time. In the meantime, tune into iowapbskids.2 or stream your favorite shows online.
It's a 1-0 game. Davenport Assumption with the lead on Des Moines Christian here in the Class 1A state soccer title game. And with Justin Borster, I'm BJ Shaven. And Justin, great first half by both of these two teams. A lot of defense out there.
Yeah, a lot of defense from the Lions. As Assumption gained momentum, had the majority of the possession. I think this is going to be a case of, is Dan Webster going to change his shape going into the second half? Roberts needs more support up front. My suggestion is put Pothoven in with Roberts up front with the two center forwards and have Megan Miller right in behind.
Let's see if he's listening. Let's take a look at the first half highlights here. And as we saw, we mentioned defense, but there had some offense mixed in by Davenport Assumption, able to put some pressure on. Here's Scadeller, and that time it was nullified. And you know what? Van Hukelum had an excellent first half. She faced a lot of shots. Now, the Lions were able to get a couple of opportunities here, but I tell you what, the keeper for Assumption, Don Dorsey, right on top of it. And here's another look at Scadeller, able to squeeze it right by as the keeper came up, and Assumption has a 1-0 lead. You see the flags a little blowing in out of the northwest. We do have overcast conditions. The players like it quite a bit. You see the shots, 7 by Assumption. Shots on goal, 3-2. And of course the corners, Assumption holds the advantage there. And you look at the team fouls, and really everybody's been playing clean, not too far out in front of their skis, so to speak. So here we go, the second half, ready to get underway. There's a look at Elizabeth Moss, head coach, former player at Davenport Assumption. In fact, was a part of state championship teams back in 2002 and 03, and was the keeper for Assumption during those title runs. And of course, Des Moines Christian making their first ever state tournament appearance, and what a run it's been so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a brilliant run for the Lions. They're excited to be here, but they are confident. Just talking to a couple of the players the other day, that they could go on and win this. It's been closer at this point of the game with the second half to kick off. I'm just interested to see if there's been any tactical changes from the Lions side.
So Davenport Assumption, they'll switch nets and the Knights.
And they have changed the system. You can see it. They've gone to a 3-5-2, which I think is a very, very wise move. But this is important that the back three stay tight and compact. They can't be dropping off.
And right away, an attack on net, and this one just goes wide left. Assumption still in the pro. This one's centered. Jackson's shot goes high. It's still in play, but now we get a whistle.
That's offside. It looked offside. And
what a flurry of activity here out in front of the net.
as you see the cross coming in, just eludes Von Hucklem. Cross comes in. Very good defending there on Jackson, because she would have finished that first time. As she went to finish it, it was deflected out, coming off Helgens.
Wide look at it, a corner kick here coming up for Assumption. This one towards the middle. The Lions are able to clear it out. It will be tracked down. Again, the header towards the net. Van Hucklem going to quickly scoop it up.
And this is when Van Hucklem needs to just settle down, get her teammates up the field just to squeeze the lines.
Well, Dan Webster told us that his team lavished the opportunity to play Davenport Assumption here in the title game, but he said we got to control their speed, and right away in the start of the second half, we've seen Assumption really expose or put some speed out onto the field.
Yes, they have, and it looks like they might have changed their shape as well, because they are playing with two holding midfielders, two sixers. This is where they can afford to push Megan Miller a little bit higher.
Langen from the corner. This one towards the middle. Again, gonna go wide, and it will be booted out by Gianna Bennett. G, as they call her. Trying to grab a little bit of breath here.
Came off Lexi Moore's knee there. Went out for a throw-in.
Lions trying to find the opportunity. Roberts fluttered that one to the middle. Lexi Moore will pick it off. And again, Van Hucklem up with the scoop. Well, Des Moines Christian, 18-2 on the year. In fact, ranked second in Class 1A from a power index, just behind Assumption. The Lions with some work to do, down 1-0 here. And finally, some offensive progress up the field, but quickly nullified by Davenport Assumption.
Little fake there. Little fake there from Ruggles.
Here's Jackson. And this will just be punched out by Vivian Skinner. Jackson back to work and had McGuire step in front. Skinner with the pass to Bennett. Bennett will send it.
Pothoven should have actually got onto that ball as it was laid off by Roberts.
The Lions, let's see if they make a break out of it. Here's Bennett. Oh, Davenport Assumption defensively right there.
Bennett's speed of action has to be a little bit quicker there because she was closed down at pace.
Lexi Moore turning on the Jets to slow down that play. And now Des Moines Christian will send a substitute into the game. Coming into the contest will be Audrey Leinbach.
Miller forces a corner, and hopefully her delivery here will be a lot better.
So Miller will get an opportunity here with the corner kick.
Just looking at the back line here before the corner goes in, they need to screen the ball. One of them needs to step in here.
Now they'll charge the net. It's towards the middle. This is going to be popped up, and a beautiful play there by Dawn Dorsey. Put it where there were no white jerseys.
McGuire did very well there.
Punched ahead. Assumption rolling with Rolfstad. To Jackson.
Keep her there, keep her there, keep her there. Good.
Very, very clever defending there by Helgen, staying tight with Jackson, forcing her to go square.
Many have said that's the best way to do it. No space allowed. McGuire. Held in by Rolfstad, and this will be sent back out by Helgens. One 0, just getting the second half underway here in the Class 1A State Soccer Championship. Des Moines Christian, you know, from what we've seen in the previous 2 games here at the state tournament, they're off a little bit offensively. I mean, not taking as many chances as we'd seen in the previous 2 games.
As we could see, just as you said that, the break from Roberts off the shoulder of the right back. Assumption have gone to a 3-5-2, and they have now matched the same shape as the Lions.
Big bump in the middle, and we will get a whistle. Foul called on Megan Miller.
So as we look at this again, and it's definitely a foul because Megan Miller was pushing into the attacking player's back. Wasn't quite a shoulder barge or a 50-50 challenge.
There was solid contact there. Bennett. Down the near sideline and will be quickly punched out by Bolt.
Now, Bennett has a good right foot. As Anderson comes in the game for Mums, but Bennett does have a very good right foot delivery. And Roberts is 1v1 off the shoulder of the right back in lots of space, and that diagonal ball could cause some problems.
Boy, the harassment done there by Assumption. Trying to turn it around the other way. Wolfstad, it's passed, taken away by the Lions.
That's the ball they're looking for.
A header down deep, numbers not there. That's what we've come to see out of the Lions, the long passes.
Yes, and that's how they scored in the semi-final with the long ball that was played in. Was a lovely 40-yard ball on the ground, though. But the Assumption Knights are very compact off the ball, so it's difficult. So they've got to look for that diagonal ball. And yes, you're right, BJ. The more directness has been the better options for the Lions. Referee's given a handball there.
So a free kick coming up here for Assumption.
Which possibly could have gone forward in the way of Assumption Knights to attack.
This will be Lexi Moore.
Meg, look for the diagonals to Jenna.
Well run there by Helgens.
Yeah, Helgens very tall and able to get above the crowd. And Assumption will have to re-trigger this. Bolt.
Helgens did very well there with Jackson just sneaking in behind.
Bevy of activity here at midfield recently.
Ruggles just turning to the outside of Miller.
Now we'll center this one up. Nobody home for Assumption. And it's scooped up by Van Huklum. And Huklum very sure-handed there at net for the Lions, as is Dorsey for Assumption. The difference in the game, a risk that turned into a reward for Assumption on a Scadeller goal. Here come the Knights again. Jackson in the middle, deflects it off, and the Lions will try to play it out. Well, great hustle there. Langen battling for that ball. Well, you just cannot rest and relax. Now to the outside. Here's Rolfstad. Her shot going to be hauled in by Van Huklum.
But that little flick from Jackson in the box, just out of nowhere with the outside of her right foot, as we see the cross coming in from Rolfstad, which was easily taken by Van Huklum. Offside.
Yep.
There's some tired legs out there. There's time and space. Anderson could have brought the ball down.
Is this the point of the game? Even though they had a day of rest, is this the point of the game where we start to see the bear kind of get on people's shoulders?
Yeah, but even with that day's rest, I mean, female athletes generally need 48 hours rest with an active recovery period in between if they've played an 80-minute game.
Getting to the halfway point of the second half, still 1-0. Assumption, whoa, terrific dribbling up front by Langen.
Bennett should move into the space there, into the passing lane.
When you think about it, these two teams felt like last year would have been their year to win either another state championship or to get their first one. Des Moines Christian felt that they were loaded. They had a lot of seniors, including Dan Webster's daughter, who missed the entire year. She was a senior last year, of course, due to COVID, but it is great to be back here in Des Moines.
As we look at the foul, it was half and half, but the referee has gone with the free kick, which Helgens will step up with, right foot. She should be able to make that distance.
Right at midfield and quickly headed away.
The Lions should have a player in that area just to challenge for it.
Now into the middle. Miller with a shot, and that's going to be deflected out. And oh my, Dorsey and just able to get her right hand on it.
And this is where Miller is dangerous. She knew it was going to happen. Great strike, but Dorsey up with both hands, just parrying it over the crossbar.
Okay, corner kick coming up. For Des Moines Christian, Megan Miller again with another chance. The Lions look to overload the far left side, and this shot is going to be wide again from Miller. She cannot connect on that corner kick here today.
Yeah, and this is where the Lions need to take care of set pieces. I mean, this is an opportunity to get the ball in the box. I put it down to tired legs, and maybe Megan Miller should let someone else take the corners and give herself a rest, or maybe she gets in the box. I mean, she's 6 foot tall. She can get it, she can win a ball in the air, and that might be a different option.
I know.
And the system, Marin Miller is back on the right.
Miller again will give it up towards the middle to Mum. Mum was caught up in traffic.
Just trying to get the ball through to Pothoven. Pothoven moved off the shoulder of the center back.
Now Jackson, they find her. Jackson busting
this
free,
could be dangerous
one-on-one.
over here.
And her left foot not able to get it through. One too many dribbles there, maybe.
I tell you what, that was great defending by Bowley, and then the cover coming in by Helgens, forcing Jackson to the left, giving her an acute angle and just putting her off balance.
End-to-end activity here over the last 3 minutes. Still a 1-0 game in favor of Assumption. for joining us late. Sam Scadeller, the senior for Davenport Assumption, who leads the team in assists, scored the game's only goal.
But look at that defending.
Roberts upended, and terrific job defensively for Assumption again.
Ruggles was absolutely fantastic in the recovery.
And a foul called right at midfield.
Ruggles is playing like this is her first game of the tournament. The engine on her is unbelievable. And she's got her hands on her knees in the circle. And that's commitment.
Nearing the water break of the second half. Again, at the official's discretion, anywhere near the 20-minute mark of each half. It's in the middle. McGuire punches it back out.
And that's well read by Lexi Moore.
This pass a little high, and Van Hukelum will scoop it up, but working in the neighborhood again was Scadeller.
It was well read by Van Hukelum.
Again, Assumption.
Connect. Turn, Meg. Go. Just keep going.
Looking, you're seeing something there that's not happening for the Lions.
Yes, I am. The ball should have gone forward earlier into Pothoven's feet, which it did eventually. I take it down to tired legs.
Tired legs, does that affect the mind for hesitation?
Absolutely affects the mentality of the players. And then from the mentality point, the fatigue's built in and they force technical errors. And this is what it could come down to in the end.
Who's got the fresher legs? The advantage, though, to Assumption right now, they lead it on the scoreboard.
It's good defending from Mums, forcing the ball to be kicked out of bounds on the far touchline.
Well, coming up just after lunch today at 12:30, Waverly Shell Rock, Dallas Center Grimes in the Class 2A State Championship. Rematch of sorts from earlier on in the season. As Assumption trying to hold on here, win their 5th straight state title. Here's Jackson getting closer to the box. Jackson just could not shake the defender.
Good defending from Helgens, though. Jackson still has it. Tula's back on, but again, crafty bit of skill. You see Megan Miller.
Got numbers if they can work with it. 3-on-3. The pass is denied right at midfield by Assumption.
And that was Morgan Jennings. Defensively did really well because the white jerseys were to the opposite side, and Megan Miller tried to get the ball into them. So defensively, that was very good. Megan should have just taken it for another touch and tried to go past her.
Up to the front, Pothoven draws the whistle as she was bodied by Katie Bolt.
As we look at this foul, Pothoven did really well getting across the defender and forcing the foul. I would still like to see Van Hukelum getting a back line up quicker to close the lines, the gaps between the lines, and that's important. This has got to be a good free kick.
Here's Helgens.
I think that at times like this, when the opponents have dropped to the 18-yard box, they've got numbers behind the ball, and we see the gaps in the middle of the field. McGuire could actually go forward, and they could play it through McGuire.
Now numbers here on this side. Rolfstad. And on a hop.
Rolfstad came too straight on with that That strike was a technical breakdown. Didn't quite get her hips around the ball. Just a little bending ball around the corner would have got Jackson in. That was fair. Megan Miller needs to get forward. She's in a lot of space on the inside. Wasn't calling.
Connect. Connect to feet.
Well, very active in the middle for Davenport Assumption.
It's much better. Megan did well there between the lines, and Pothoven's peeled off.
Water break forthcoming. Here's Pothoven caught up in traffic, and Assumption with the steal. Rolfstad. Was it knocked down? Now back out into open space. Baby of opportunities here for both teams now trying to capitalize. Miller with the long shot, the header up over the head of the intended target.
Good piece of skill with a little dummy. And Miller going past the defender.
Flipson was the intended target there that went wide. And that ball will go out of bounds, and it will bring us to a water break. 18-18 to play here in the 1A title match. And it's a 1-0 lead for Davenport Assumption here on Iowa PBS.
This summer, Iowa PBS is coming to a festival near you. We'd love to visit with you about all the great programs and services we provide to communities like yours across the state. We'll also have some great Iowa PBS swag to give away. Plus, members visit the booth and get a great member-exclusive thank you gift. This month, we're visiting the Strawberry Festival in Farmington and the Rose Festival in State Center.
Iowa PBS Create offers foodies, armchair travelers, home improvement buffs, and budding artists the best of public television's how-to shows. Programs such as Iowa Ingredient and Iowa Outdoors, Rick Steves Europe, and This Old House. Martha Bakes and Garden Smart promote lifelong learning and are an inspiration to enrich our lives. Taste, grow, imagine, and explore with Iowa PBS Create.
His principles were defined as a naval officer.
He considers duty as all important.
And he became Prince Philip when he married Queen Elizabeth,
the Queen's most loyal subject.
It's the life story of an enigmatic man.
He goes to a lot of trouble to hide what he's feeling.
Forged through his experiences in World War II.
With that, everybody started shooting.
He could so easily have been killed.
The real Prince Philip, a royal officer.
Sunday at 7 p.m.
This month in Passport on the PBS video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
4 Hollywood stars are exploring their family's extraordinary World War II stories.
I truly believe that if we make the right decisions, together we can create a better future.
It's almost impossible to conceive of American life without The Wizard of Oz.
These and other shows from your PBS station are available with Passport on the PBS video app. Download it today.
A beautiful morning turning towards afternoon. A 1-0 score. Davenport Assumption on top of Des Moines Christian. Mostly cloudy. 87. Winds out of the west at 7. Is that bringing showers in later today? Just checking the radars. You see the fans out here in full force. Great crowd here at Cownie Field. You know, there's a chance for some thunderstorms, believe it or not. You know, I'm sure half the crowd's mixed, whether they want to see rain or not. They don't want to see thunder or lightning. But might we see rain here today in the state of Iowa, which is much needed. All right, beautiful shot here from the end, and end-to-end action here. 18-18 to play. Justin Borster to determine who's going to be the 1A champion. The Lions with a lot of work to do.
Very close at the moment, but the Lions really now they really need to start pressing forward. They need to keep the key players in the game up to the end, because I feel they can get this equalizer. The 3 at the back have done a great job on Jackson. They've nullified her till this point. They can afford to start pushing players forward.
Here's Scadeller. Goes to the left, trying to swim it through with her left leg with the right kick punch to the far side of the field. Oh, playing it back and an opportunity. This one goes above the crossbar. Annika Katula, a little too strong on the shot, but it was on line.
And Katula took that from nothing, actually, just to force her way through the two defenders, including Bowley. As you look at it, we missed the first piece, but blazes the ball over the bar. That is definitely a very good chance.
Lions trying to seize some type of momentum here. Up front with Roberts. Oh, the freshman, a lot of contact, no whistle. We'll play on.
Roberts did very well there to win the ball. I would try to look at getting Pothoven in the game as quickly as possible to partner Roberts up front.
Morgan Jennings with terrific defensive play here all game long, all tournament long for Assumption. Jackson.
Leaning back, didn't quite have a balance and just blazed the ball over the bar.
And now you're going to see what you were looking for before as coming into the back into the game. For Des Moines Christian, actually coming into the game again is going to be Courtney Smith, the sophomore. 3 goals on the season with a couple of assists. And Davenport Assumption trying to hold on here to win their 5th straight state title.
Very good interception there from Mims, just stepping in front of Jackson before she got the ball. Roberts has got to get a little bit closer. Smith is isolated, 2v1.
This ball knocked out. Good strong play there by Gianna Bennett.
Roberts has got to play a little more of a central role, especially if the ball is on our near side touch line.
What will the Lions do? Because not many people have been able to figure out how to score on Assumption, and anytime you attack, they bring it right back on you.
I would put Megan Miller a little bit higher. I'll put her higher up the field where she's going to be impactful, because Ruggles is now picking everything up as the holding mid. They've been playing with 2 holding mids, Assumption have, and Ruggles is one of them. I would place Megan up a bit higher. I would even push another mid. I'll take one of the defensive midfielders off for the Lions and put an attacking midfielder on to press the 2 holding midfielders for Assumption Knights. This way they'll have more opportunities going forward. See, Ruggles just picks up the pieces here.
Ruggles trying to go through the official.
I mean, she's been through a few white shirts today, that's for sure.
They're along the near side, Langen. Trying to own it off into the corner. They're going to say this is out. And we'll go to Des Moines Christian.
So Megan Miller's still playing very deep. The amount of Assumption shirts behind the ball. It's well won there at the back there by the senior. Ellie Rolstad, I believe.
One going to be punched out. And last touch by Assumption.
correction there. It's Autumn Kelly at center back, and she's had a wonderful game so far. She's been a pillar of strength there at the back for the Assumption Knights. Kept everything in front of her. She's pretty much won the majority of aerial battles as well.
A lot of the half has been played on this portion of the field.
It's a good ball into Miller, who could have maybe taken Ruggles on the inside.
And Des Moines Christian will come back into the game.
I see Pothoven's coming back in, and Smith is going out.
See if Pothoven has some fresh legs here with 12:05 to play.
Well, this is what it's going to take with 12 minutes to go.
And the Lions will do it again.
Well, the Lions tamed the Tigers the other day in the semi-final.
Gilbert.
Will they do the same against the Knights?
Well, that was right on the line. But again, the Lions will maintain the possession.
Don't really have many options on the throw. Roberts is in the box.
McGuire up. Over to the right to Roberts. And contact and a whistle.
Well, when we look at the contact, Roberts went to ground.
Is this her own player?
The referee has given a handball, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Came off the shoulder. And it's such a defining rule, because this arm out, stopping the ball, would be, I would say, a handball. But if you're turning and it hits you in the top of the shoulder, and it's a big, it's an argument all over the world. And
really, how do you gain advantage?
Yeah, I mean, chest. I mean, anywhere in the top, it's
okay. Nearing the 10-minute mark to play. Katula. And turned back by Helgens.
Here's what I might do. I would probably push Helgens into the midfield.
Oh, Scadeller was lurking, and that time Van Hueklum.
Van Hueklum did really well there to come off the line. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll push Helgens into the midfield, and I'll push Miller further up the field. It's a great turn by Langdon. I mean, this is when you can take a chance, and maybe I would maybe put Megan McGuire in at center back. They've opted for Mums further up the field, which I would switch Mums and Miller, to be honest with you. Miller would be more impactful and strikes from distance.
Give Assumption a lot of credit. Continues to put the pressure on offensively here. No give up. Katula will send it in. Jackson with the header, and it's just wide left.
And
wow.
That's really the first time that Jackson has had space in the box, just peeling off the shoulder of McGuire. As we look at this again, well played by Katula down the right. And just finds that little pocket of space off the shoulder of the defender. As we see the Lions trying to get forward here through Megan Miller.
And Assumption will go back to their bench again. Coming back into the game is going to be Ellie Rolfstead, the sophomore. Got a breather for about 8 minutes now, back into the game.
Mums did very well there.
McGuire in the middle.
Maguire's done very well in the holding role in the 6.
Rolled her ankle in the quarterfinals, played right through it. Now this attempt wide by Mum.
And I know the players are tired, but this is when you just got to throw yourself on the line. Roberts has got to start making that inverted run inside. Mum's had no real options, and that's going to be difficult to score from that distance, especially with fatigue building in.
Those legs, I'm sure, are starting to feel pretty heavy. Or Miller locked in on Jackson there.
Hey, go through. Man on, man on, man on.
Maguire's been outstanding. She's absolutely fantastic.
What can you do if you're Des Moines Christian here to start to put together some attacks?
Like I said earlier, Megan Miller needs to play higher up the field. Just our player in behind Roberts. Roberts needs to come inside a little more as Jackson looks to attack here. Very dangerous. Onto a favorite right foot.
Rolfstad with the blast and hauling it in is Van Hukelum.
I'll definitely get Roberts or Pothoven higher up on Autumn, the center back. I'd even get Halgrens into the midfield, because this is now the time with 6 minutes to go to take the chances. That ball needs to be won. For example, that's well played. Bennett needs the ball at feet, and she can deliver. This is when she needs to deliver. It has to go earlier. It's too many touches.
Lions trying to put together some urgency here.
I'm very surprised the Knights haven't actually they're still playing with Katula high and wide. I'm surprised they haven't tucked her in, because then I would get the furthest player, Smith, who's on the far side. I'll get her pushed into the space going forward. Whether they concede again, I mean, it's 2-0, you're done. This is when they need to take a risk.
Ball is deep. 1-0, 5 minutes to play here in the 1A title game. Jackson battling.
Well played there by Halgrens.
And a whistle here.
I'm very surprised at that, to be honest with you. As we can have a look again. Maybe I'm wrong.
Millie Phillips, the referee.
Yeah, okay. I would say the referee's right. I can't believe it. I'm wrong for a change, BJ.
They're always right. What are you talking about? Lions trying to find a charge here.
This could be a problem, as Smith has been brought out, taken out of position, has to recover.
Down deep. Katula battling. And this will be spun out.
Also, just the shape with Bennett out wide here. I'd maybe push her in a little more central and have her play quicker, get it on her right foot early and deliver balls forward, because she can strike from distance with her right foot as well.
Well, you think about over the years in this run that Davenport Assumption has put together, you think of all the goals that they've scored, the offense, but it's really been their defense. Has just been so strong.
Well, that's a good ball in there from Pothoven to Robert. She's trying to shoot when she can play it to Mums. They're just overreacting. There's still time.
It'll be tracked down deep by Skinner. Boy, Rolfstad, very tactical.
Okay, this is when they need to get forward here quick. Bennett needs to tuck in. Mums needs to get closer between the lines. There you go.
Under 3 to play.
Ruggles and Lexi Moore have done a tremendous job there in the holding role in front of the back 3.
Now Rolfstad.
This is when they need to look forward. Roberts needs to come inside quicker, as she does.
Miller finds Roberts for the moment. Just cannot handle the pass. Down nearing the 2-minute mark to play. Lions trying to find some gas here.
Now this is when the delivery needs to go.
Bennett. Wide of the mark.
Tired legs, that's for sure.
Boy, and Des Moines Christian trying to find somebody with some juice there left offensively, as Savannah Schimpf will come back into the game.
Now that I see Dan Webster's urging his team to get forward now. That's a better line there from Helgens. That challenge needs to go in.
Here the crowd trying to urge their teams on here.
Well,
McGuire
did a fantastic... No, well, very surprised that McGuire did well.
Yep.
So if we look at that, McGuire steps across the... Well, I mean, half and half. A foot just went...
It's been consistent today.
Being very consistent. I would have given a free kick there too. Coming up to a minute left.
Yep, there's a ball out on the field. See if they add some time here.
Our second official showing a bit of skill with the left foot.
Looks like they're going to try to put minute 05 on the clock. Or 1:15. Minute 15. Okay.
Could be the game decider.
Okay. That's what's left for Davenport Assumption to win their 5th straight state title. Here's Jackson. Katula, bodied by Schimpf. This one sent in and will be scooped up. Van Huklum
needs to get this ball forward very quickly.
A lot of black jerseys and the header the opposite way. Well, the passing has been crisp here in the second half for Assumption. Here's
with the finish, and Scadella finishes it off, which will be the winning goal.
Scadella, known for her passing, leads the team in assists today, getting both goals. What a way to finish it for Assumption with 24 seconds to go.
Moves into the space. Catches Skinner on the inside. Comes off her shins and she just plants it to Van Huklum's right-hand side in the bottom corner.
This will be the 9th title that they've won in their 14 straight trips to the state tournament. Amazing run here by Assumption.
Roberts still working very hard on the far side touchline.
As the final seconds tick off, you could see that celebration a moment ago with Elizabeth Moss and her team. They were top ranked all season long. And Davenport Assumption is your Class 1A state soccer champions. So Justin, interesting matchup here, 1-0. Scadella, the difference in both 2 goals today, and they are your Class 1A state champion again.
Well, you know, congratulations to Assumption Knights for winning the state championship. But all the emphasis was on Jay Jackson. She was marked out the game, and Scadella was the one that won the game for them. Having said that, it was an all-round effort, and I'm just going back to Ruggles and Moore in the holding midfield role for the Knights. I thought did an outstanding job.
T-shirts being handed out. Gene Berger and company about ready to hand out the hardware here. Davenport Assumption, your Class 1A state champion here today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
now let's turn it over to Jason
at this
Essling.
time we would like to direct your attention to the field for the awards presentation. First, we'd like to present the all-tournament team for Class 1A selected by the Iowa High School Soccer Coaches Association. Representing the Soccer Coaches Association is Jackie Gilo. Our all-tournament team for Class 1A from Davenport Assumption, Dawson Dorsey. From Des Moines Christian, Jenna Roberts. From Gilbert, Sydney Lynch. From Nevada, Hannah Thompson. From Gilbert, Katie Currens. From Nevada, Maisie Weig. From Davenport Assumption, Sam Scadeller. From Des Moines Christian, Megan Miller. From Davenport Assumption, Lexi Moore. From Des Moines Christian, Vivian Skinner. And the captain of the all-tournament team from Davenport Assumption, Jade Jackson.
Well, let's take a look at that all-tournament team. And what a group, what a week. Class 1A now complete. Davenport Assumption winning their 5th straight state title as they take down Des Moines Christian today. 2-0 the final score. And now it's time to hand out the hardware.
And now for the trophy presentation. In addition to receiving plaques, each player will receive commemorative soccer balls and bag tags provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the Class 1A runners-up, the Des Moines Christian Lions and Coach Dan Peterson. And now for the 5th straight year and for a record 11th time, your 2021 Class 1A state champions, the Knights from Davenport Assumption and head coach Elizabeth Moss.
What a run. And it continues for Davenport Assumption. 2-0 here in the 2021 Class 1A State Soccer Championship match. And all smiles there for Assumption, and rightfully so. They got their game out into the field once again.
Yeah, a wealth of experience, and obviously the tradition of coming to the state championship and winning it. Congratulations to Elizabeth Marston, coaching staff, and her team did exceptionally well.
Well, it's the final. Again, 2-0. Davenport Assumption, the winner over Des Moines Christian. Want to remind you, we've got more state soccer championships to be played here today. Coming up next, it'll be the 2A title game. Waverly, Shell Rock, Dallas Center, Grimes. You can watch it here on Iowa PBS. Again, the final in the 1A championship. Davenport Assumption 2, Des Moines Christian 0. As you've been watching the Class 1A State Championship here on Iowa PBS.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Funding for the Spanish translation of this program has been brought to you by Wells Fargo.